Whether you like it or not, Realm Rampage is the most anticipated Battlegrounds game ever. The hype behind it was so insane that it almost had 130,000 players on release. But even though there was an overwhelmingly large amount of people playing on release, there's also a surprisingly large amount of people that played it and just straight up hate it. And it's not just a handful of typical haters, there's a lot of them. So that begs the question, is Realm Rampage actually bad? So I asked you guys in a community post if you're enjoying Realm Rampage, and if not, to comment why. And reading through all the comments, a lot of you were complaining about the bugs and how laggy it is. But I'm not going to take this into account just yet because the game just released and with 7 characters, so of course there's bound to be some bugs. But the second thing I saw a lot of you guys saying was, "It's good, don't get me wrong, but it just comes off as a more serious Jujutsu shenanigans. Not gonna lie, it just feels like a watered down JJS and TSB. Watered down JJS. It's a JJS ripoff." Honestly, this is where I see most of the hate coming from, is the JJS meat riders. But honestly, can you really blame them? If you take a look at Realm Rampage and Jujutsu Shenanigans maps side by side, besides the textures looking different, it looks pretty much the same. And I'm not even gonna comment on the subway, all you gotta do is look at it. Looks a little familiar. And even the domain animations also look like a one-to-one replica of the JJS domain animations. And it even has similar destruction features. But that's it. That's where the similarities end, because the most important part of the game, the combat, is not similar to Jujutsu Shenanigans combat at all. Realm Rampage's combat mostly resembles TSB style combat, and I'll touch on its issues later, but if we're comparing strictly combat from JJS and Realm Rampage clears JJS. And before you keyboard warriors start typing, "Why are you hating on JJS? Isn't your whole channel pretty much JJS videos?" Yes, that's true, but I'm not saying JJS is a bad game. I'm just saying the combat isn't good at all. But this isn't a JJS video, so if you want to know more of why the combat is bad, go check out Smoothie Dude's video. But the JJS complaints aside, another big criticism I see about Realm Rampage is the combat. The combat honestly has a lot of issues. First and foremost, one of the biggest issue being the one-shot combos. I can't tell you the amount of times I'm going up against a Sun Jin Woo or Katakuri player and knowing I'm instantly cooked as soon as I waste my evasive and they hit me again. Like, I just be taking my hands off the mouse and keyboard at that point because there's just no escaping those broken combos. Another thing I don't see a lot of people talking about is the evasive. Sometimes when I'm being thrown in the air by a move or just laying there on the ground after a move, no matter how much I spam Q, it just doesn't let me evasive, which is super frustrating. I don't know if it's bugged or intentional, but it definitely needs to be fixed. Another huge problem is dashing. More often than not, people don't get punished at all for completely dashing into your block. There's just no stun at all. They can just front dash into your block, and when you unblock to punish them, they can just hit you right away. Moving on from combat, if teaming wasn't already a huge annoying problem in Battlegrounds games, it definitely will be in Realm Rampage. If you didn't know, there's a party system in Realm Rampage where you can invite up to 3 friends and see their health and ultimate status on the side of your screen. And you can completely see where they are on the map at all times. I don't know why they would ever add a system like this. Teaming in Battlegrounds games is already a big problem, and this almost makes it seem like they're encouraging teamers. Like, hey, you're a teamer? Well, we actually made it way easier for you by telling you where your teammates are at all times and their health status. Hope this helps. Now, even though I just spent the last couple minutes dogging on Realm Rampage, it's not all bad. I mean, the fact that the game released with 8 characters shows you that the devs are really passionate about the game, and they're not even like the stereotypical Yuji, Gojo, and Sukuna characters. The roster is actually really unique and doesn't have the same recycled characters as most Battlegrounds games. Like, I had no idea what the hell a Doman was before playing Realm Rampage, and I don't think I've ever seen Sun Jin Woo in a Battlegrounds game. Also, it feels so satisfying when you're in an awakening fight and you guys both pop your domains and get into a clash. The satisfaction you get after completely obliterating your keyboard and winning a clash is unmatched. And I absolutely love the movement in this game. The wall jumping feels really nice for getting around since you go so high when you wall jump, and the rails are super unique for getting around. I don't think any other Battlegrounds game has them, and the fact that they thought about runners ahead of time by making it to where you move slower on rails when you're lower HP and wall jumps make you jump significantly less is honestly amazing. Props to them for thinking about runners. But arguably my favorite thing about Realm Rampage is the VFX. It's literally eye candy. Every character has absolutely stunning visuals, whether you're doing Sukuna's carving combination or any of Dio's moves. They're also visually appealing, and that goes for every character. Also, I do think this game does destruction a bit better than JJS. So where should Realm Rampage go from here? Realm Rampage overall is an amazing game and better than 95% of Battlegrounds games out there. Although it is riddled with bugs, that's to be expected since the game just released 4 days ago. I know the dev team is hard at work fixing the bugs because in the Discord, they said that the Saturday update log has 140 lines of updates and about 60 more to go, which is crazy. They're working insanely hard, but they need to fix the one-shot combos as soon as possible because it's just so annoying being helpless after you waste your evasive one time. They also need to really look into fixing and tweaking their combat because the fact that you can just dash into someone's block and not get punished for it is actually just flat out stupid. As for the party feature, I honestly think that they should just flat out remove it. And yeah, I know people are gonna team regardless if there's a party feature or not, but it almost feels like teamers are being rewarded with the party feature. Also, I know the dev team is super creative because they made all these amazing characters that all look super stunning. So I think they should definitely change the map. Not right away, obviously, but for sure in the future. It'd be nice to have a map change. I feel like changing the map would give the game its own identity and not make it feel like a JJS ripoff. Because that's one of the things that I noticed as soon as I loaded into the game, that the map looks super similar to JJS. All in all, the potential in Realm Rampage is through the roof. Is it perfect? No, of course not. No game is. And although it does need more fixing than anything right now, it's still an amazing game, so you should definitely still play it. And the fact that they have such a big community and 130,000 players on release shows you how big this game already is. And if the devs listen to the community feedback and keep working as hard as they are, it can easily be a top 3 Battlegrounds game. And I say top 3 because we all know who's number 1. But I really do hope the devs listen to the feedback because I'd hate to see Realm Rampage suffer the fate of other Battlegrounds games with big potential, all because they didn't listen to the community. But that's it for now. Thank you for coming to my yap session. We'll see how Realm Rampage is looking like a few months from now, and hopefully it's still popping as much as it is. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about Realm Rampage. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What's good about the game? What needs to be changed? And if you're grinding Realm Rampage, let me know who your main is. I'm a day 1 Madara main. I know he only got 2 moves, but Madara is about to be crazy when he's finished. Also, if you're one of the people abusing the one-shot combos, you can go fuck yourself.